Hi everyone, it's TheTidesChanging here, and welcome to a Sims 4 room building video. I actually wanted to do room building videos when the game first came out, but then I sort of forgot about the whole uploading room things, and then I remembered again, and I really wanted to do something a little bit different than just making, like, say, just a bedroom or just a kitchen, and I wanted to make an industrial loft themed studio apartment. So the look I wanted to give this place was like it was an old factory building that was converted into a studio apartment, so that's why there's higher ceilings in here, and in the end you'll see that there's brick walls throughout most of it, and also some large loft-like windows, but I'll explain that a little bit more once I get to it. But I guess this isn't really the easiest room to actually, like, you can't really just put this room into a house easily, so I guess it's not really that practical in that sense. But I think that what you could do with this is, just put it out on the lawn or, like, attach it to a house as sort of a separate living space for, a teen sim or a young adult that wants their own space. You could also just fix up the outside of it and turn it into a small house, or you could... Those walls that are in the center of the room there are actually supposed to be sort of a separation between the living area and the bedroom. So you could just bring those walls all the way across and separate the bedroom from the living area and then create a house out of that. Or you could just put the room down and pull furniture out of it to kind of make your own sort of look, and have a house with a sort of industrial theme, and just pull the furniture out of this room and put it however you want. And then the bathroom is, of course, a separate room, so you could easily just put that into a house. So while it's not easy to just use this room as is, I do think it is versatile in that you could do different things with, with the rooms and the furniture. Like I said, you could separate the bedroom from the living area, or you could just fit the furniture into the house however you want. So it is useful in that way, and I don't know, I just thought it'd be really fun to do something a little bit different, and this idea popped into my head, so, I thought it'd be really interesting to do. But here I'm just putting in some really large windows because, like I said, I wanted to give it a look like it was an old factory, made out of brick, and I feel like those are the kind of windows that you would see in a place like that. And for the kitchen, I gave it a very bright and vibrant, modern type of a look, with the circular counter island there. So I thought that looked pretty neat, and that the bright colors would help to brighten up the brown brick that gets placed in eventually. But I do want to do more of these room building videos, and I think in the future I will do more practical ones, like just a bedroom, just a kitchen. You guys can suggest what you want to see in the future. I'm not sure how often I'll do these, probably once or twice a month. They'll probably be more of a, if I'm doing a speed build and it's taking a little bit too long to do, like for example the one I'm working on now, because I am working on that huge Mediterranean mansion that I mentioned in a couple of different speed builds, but it's a really large house, so it's taking me a while to make, so that video probably won't be up till mid to end December after the semester's over, but I am working on that, and I'm actually almost done with the exterior of it. But yeah, I thought it'd be good just to, put this up in the meantime to sort of break up the let's build, let's play uploading pattern that I've had over the past couple weeks, because, every so often I like to just upload something different. This room only took me about an hour, I think 50 to 55 minutes, so it wasn't quite an hour, which for me is pretty good, especially since this is a pretty large room with a lot of furniture in it. So I only sped up this video 6 times and not the 8 times that I regularly do for speed builds, since it was a little bit shorter. In the future though, like when I do rooms that are, just one room, I'll probably only speed up like 4 times, since it'll probably only take me like half an hour to do rather than 50 to 55 minutes. So I do want the room building videos to be, a bit slower than speed builds. Getting back to the room I'm working on though, I was originally going to leave the floors as just the concrete that the game places down at default, because to go along with that whole this was once a factory look, I thought it would be kind of neat to keep the concrete and, have it be like the original factory floors. But then I was like looking at that, and I was like, this is a little bit boring just having the plain concrete everywhere. So then I did put that nice wood flooring down, and I really do like that wood flooring. It's definitely my favorite wood flooring in the game. Like, it just looks so neat, and it's not boring at all. It's just nice to use. And I also was wanting to put in a dining room, like a dining table, but then this place is very small, and this is kind of a single sim place, so I felt like just three or four bar stools that were there were enough. So I felt like it would be a better use of space to have a nice sort of office area, and I also put up the industrial kind of themed bookshelf in there. And there are a lot of really neat, I guess, industrial themed objects in the game that fit in really well with this apartment theme, which is part of why I wanted to do that. And the furnishing is mostly modern, but then there are some traditional elements mixed in, like the armchair that's in the living room area, and then also the more traditional looking curtains, because I figured, you know, this is the look I wanted for it was a kind of a restored factory, so I wanted to have some more traditional looking furniture to kind of tie in with the theme of an older building. But then, you know, I did use these sort of modern industrial end tables and a more modern bed. And then behind the bed, I thought it'd be neat to put some shelves for storage, since, you know, this is a small space, and a lot of times when there's a really small apartment, you know, people who have really small apartments have to get creative with how they use space and store things, so I thought it'd be neat to throw in some shelving in there to go with that theme. And then I also wanted to put a painting in between the two levels of shelving, just to make the wall, make it look like there's more going on the wall. And I was thinking about putting in some posters on the wall, but then I felt like that really wouldn't go in with the rest of the apartment to just have posters randomly. I feel like posters are more of a thing you would see in a teen bedroom than, you know, an adult apartment. But I really do think this is a fun space, and it could be an interesting challenge to try and tie it into an existing home, or maybe to try to turn it into a new home. So I think you could go either of those ways with this place. And I did go with the more, I guess, kind of a more subtle colors for the bedroom area. I didn't want to get too bright with things, because there was already some bright colors in the kitchen area with that bright green painting and also the bright blue counter, so I didn't want to have too many different crazy colors going on, so I kept the bedroom area a little bit more neutral. And then here I'm putting the brick on the walls. So I wanted to have brick on all the walls that were on the outside of the rectangle, you know, on the outside of it, so all the walls except for the walls around the bathroom and the wall in the center are brick, because, you know, I wanted to be like those were walls that were put in later when it was renovated. So they're, you know, regular drywall rather than the brick. So, you know, I just wanted to look like they just kept the brick as it was, to, like I said, go with that whole industrial theme. And I think that's a really, really interesting look. Like, I really like how it looks. It looks so neat. And then I think it also looks pretty good with the blue walls there. And then I also did the same thing in the bathroom as well, and, you know, had the brick on the outside of it. Although, I guess realistically, maybe the walls on the non-window side might have drywall in them, because, you know, I guess realistically there'd be another apartment on the other side of that, but oh well, I mean, that doesn't really matter a whole lot, I guess. I just thought it'd look neat to have it mainly be brick. But in the bathroom, I did continue the whole industrial theme with the industrial type of furnishing, and I used the same types of shelves that I used in the bedroom as well, and put that up above the toilet, since there's no medicine cabinets, and no modern medicine cabinets, and those are usually what I like to use in the bathroom. And here I just used the same sink and put a nice large mirror behind it. And I also used the wood floors in here as well, just to continue that, because when I put tiling in, I feel like it didn't really fit in with the whole theme as well. And I did struggle a little bit with what to do for the wall. So initially I had this wallpaper, then I made it the same blue as the rest of it, but then I felt like, you know, I should do something different other than just keeping the same exact type of wallpaper that I used in the rest of it. So I do go in here and change it to be a red. And then I went back in, I was like, nah, I should change it to something else, so then I changed it to that green. But now we're at the screenshots here, so I just use screenshots to showcase this rather than video like I have been, since there isn't really a whole lot to show. So I think for these room videos, I'll just stick with screenshots and then continue using video for the, you know, full-on house speed builds. So to download this room, you can find it on the gallery as Industrial Studio Apartment, or you can search for my origin ID, The Tides Changing. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and bye.